So this is on trail day 90. It's Sunday, September 20th of 2020. I'm back at the South Arm Road, I believe, where I ended my slack pack yesterday. I'm starting the day off climbing Old Blue. And it is a cold morning. So a little after 8:30. I'm still wearing my hoodie, but I don't know for how long. It just depends on how steep Old Blue is. But we're going to get to the top of it and we'll see whatever there is to see along the way. So I made it about a half a mile, a little less, and the hoodie had to go. It's starting to get a little too warm, about to start sweating. So it's amazing. It can be so cold, but yet as soon as you throw a pack on and start climbing a hill, you're warming fast. So it's gotten rather cold the last couple of nights, but it's supposed to start warming up for the next week. Be in the 40s. So that'll be nice. But so far, Old Blue's not that bad. So this is our view spot. That road is where we started today about 45 minutes ago. So it's been kind of slow going, but nothing technical or difficult. Just kind of taking my time to get up this hill and then pick up the pace once you get over the top. That's definitely a good view though. So I'm still going up Old Blue, but the terrain is drastically flattened. That's why I say can't really go by the elevation profiles, because it just looked like it was a steep climb for 2 miles. The first half mile was, it wasn't super steep, but it was definitely uphill. And I'm sure we'll have another section before we get to the top, because that's just how it goes. But the ascent, the feet of ascent kind of tells you this is like 1,600 foot over 2.4 miles. So that's really not super steep. Except for they'll say the last 1,000 foot for like the last 0.5 miles. But the goal for today is somewhere around 17 miles. but there are plenty of campsite available. There's some like 3 or 4 miles short of that goal, right by a stream, so we'll end up somewhere not too far that. I do have to do 10 miles. I'm like 90 something miles south of the Kennebec River. I have 11 days to get there, so I've got to do 10 miles a day. Any mileage over 10 is just change in the bank, because I don't want to miss that canoe shuttle. I wouldn't want to ford the Kennebec anyway, but definitely not this time of year. So we're getting close to the top of Old Blue. It's a little after 10. It's right at 10:50. So in 2 hours, we've been 2.5 miles. Not exactly a snail pace for going uphill, but definitely not lightning fast. But a lot of the trail's been like this, or just kind of flat and not very rocky. But Old Blue is definitely not the worst climb. It's got to be a moose. It was big, whatever it was. But it sounded like tree limbs on antlers. Can't see anything, but it had to be what it was. Don't know of anything else up here with antlers. Well, that's kind of cool. Been cool if I'd actually seen it though. Oh well. We'll say that's what it was anyway. I have no proof. There was just some big critter in the woods. Anyway, gonna get to the top of Old Blue and hopefully there's a good view when we get there. So we got some more steel bar features. Looks like some more up ahead. It's 0.2 miles and 187 foot, I think. So, not too bad. I wonder what they used. Is it just epoxy, or how many freezes and thaws? Will it go through before it decides to pull out the rock? They look like they've been here a while, so We're starting to get a little bit of a view through the trees, so hopefully it'll be pretty when we get there to the top. Well, we made it to the top of Old Blue. You get a little bit of a view over there. Not the greatest, but it's still pretty good. I know the wind's kind of chilly for being 48 degrees. So I won't be hanging out up here very long. And now that we've gone up, we must go down. Well, the AWOL guide said there was a bench here, and sure enough, there's a bench here. Though the view's getting a little overgrown, it's still not a bad view. We've been 5.1 miles. It is right at 1 o'clock. So from 8:45 till 1 o'clock, 5 miles. Not too horrible. So I only have to do 5 more miles to meet the 10-mile goal. I don't think I'm going to make that 17 miles for the day, which I knew that was a little ambitious in the beginning, but we'll probably do 13 and a half, somewhere around there. That sounds more reasonable. But in the meantime, I'm going to sit down on this bench and have a lunch break and get back at it. I think that is a grouse. I'm not sure. It just flew up there in front of me. It's a good thing I just ate lunch. I bet I could smack you off that limb with a trekking pole. You don't think so? Alright, we won't try it. They kind of have a cool hump to their wings. They'll wait till you get like right up on them and then fly, and you're not expecting it. You're like, what is that? The grade since we left the bench has been nice. It's been rooty and rocky, but so I went to step over this log, and my sock caught one of these, I don't know, ripped a big old hole in it. I mean, brand new pair of darn Tufts. I mean, they didn't cost me any, they were exchanged, but man, at least it wasn't my toes, but still. So now I got a draft on my toes. Oh well, got a outfitter coming up in the near future, so I'll see if I can't go exchange them again. It's just been an array of these kind of little ups and downs and flats, and the tree's not so stable. Had too many hikers hanging off of it over the years. Well, if we'll get a view at the top or not, we'll see in just a minute. There's a little bit of a view there. I'm kind of walking along this exposed rock top. But it's not a bad view. It's been fairly nice terrain all day. Have a little over 2 miles to go to the Bemis stream where I'm going to camp for the night. And it's about 4:45, so we should still get there before dark, which is always nice. There's some other hikers that passed me a little bit ago that are slack packing, and their gear's supposed to be dumped out at the road just before the stream. So this guy's talking about camping too. I don't know if I would be too enthused about paying for slack packing and having somebody just go dump my stuff out on the side of the road somewhere. I've heard where that happens. I don't know who is doing the slack pack for them. When I did slack packing, I was going back to the hostel, so all my gear was fairly safe at the hostel. So I'm a little under a mile from where I'm going to camp tonight in Bemis Stream. It's just before you get to Main 17, Highway 17. And then I have to do some research either tomorrow or the next day. There's a place called the Hiker Shack right off trail that shuttles you into town. And there's a couple of outfitters, so I should be able to go get some new socks. I just have the one pair now. I used to have two. I may pick up two pairs. That way I have a spare. But anyway, yeah, 12.4 miles for today. And get to camp before dark. It was a good day. And we'll get up tomorrow morning and do it all over again.